Woo! Hello, Mr. CJ.
Hello. We are in Spain.
We are in Spain.
Sunny weather in Spain.
Another question.
Oh shit.
Now that you're getting almost as old as me.
Yes. Not quite, but going there.
It's getting there. You see. Don't laugh. You'll see when it's happening. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self? Now that you have all the experience, and if you had yourself in front of you, 20 years old, what would you say?
Yeah, be more focused. Because if I knew at the time, I would definitely try harder instead of having the good life of enjoying the life and party in the weekend and train during the week and thinking it would be just enough. Yeah, if I had done maybe a little bit more the job, I would probably had maybe more title in my belt. But at the end of the day, when I look back, I don't even feel sad about it. Then it's...
Yeah, but you have ADD, so the good thing is you're tired, but also focus is kind of a difficult thing.
Yeah, I learned how to be a little bit more focused though. When I was doing both of the discipline, full cross and downhill, it was good for me because I didn't have time to think too much. Then it looked like every time I was doing only one thing, it was too much time in my hands. Then I had to spend it somehow. Then what I was doing, like riding my bike all around instead of resting, because I had time, I was enjoying the friends and go maybe to the pub instead of like going to my room and rest and try to recover and be in the best shape for the next day racing. But living, I guess, is burning the life in both hands.
But is it also when things kind of come easy, when
that's a problem.
When you're successful, I mean, not only in sports, in anything, and maybe you don't want it so much because it's just...
Yeah, it was coming easy for sure, but I kind of knew it, and I knew it would be taken away from me if I don't start to move my ass. I understand this a little bit later, but when I switched team, because in the beginning, that was definitely one of the best team and successful team. We have semi-truck, we have masseurs, we had the best bike was in advance maybe by 5 years because I didn't have to train, and all of a sudden I was showing up to the races. The first races, not so good, like top 10, because I was not in shape and I was not riding in the winter, but more I was getting into knowing the bike. All of a sudden my top speed was coming really quick. But my problem was, like, I had so much energy that I was doing like 10 or 15 runs a day instead of doing 4 of them, walk the track, do 2 more next day and wait for the semi-final, Then I was like, because I needed it, because I enjoy biking so much. Can you still see me here?
Yeah.
And
I can see you. Kind of yellow, but...
Yeah, it was those kind of things you don't know when you're young, like you just want to have fun on the bike, but at the same time in my head I couldn't understand that I need to rest to be more competitive the next day, when Vugliose, for instance, and other people was doing only the run they have to be done to know the track and set up the bike. They was doing probably 5 runs, I was doing maybe 10. Then at the end of the day, I knew the track too much. I was not looking at the line. I was just enjoying riding bikes, like basically what I do today. But at the end of the day, if today I'm still riding bikes and doing those videos, those vlogs and everything, is because I like to ride. I like to ride more than I like to compete, I guess. But yeah, definitely, if I have to answer your question, try to be more focused for sure. Or be more smart. But how you can be smart when you're 18 and you're in the top 5 of the World Cup in each discipline, and like any sport, everyone love you when you're there, and and you do those kind of results and jump around and party more than everyone else, how you can say no to that? And after that, when I start to don't drink as much, no party as much, people was like, "Oh, Cedric changed." I'm like, "No, he didn't change. He just tried to be a growing up person who tried to party when I have to and I want to instead of party all the time."
So basically, you tell me that at one point you decided to build a career.
Yeah.
And to get.
Well, because I was tired of being second or third, and I'm like, hey, why I'm second or third in each discipline when I can be first? I mean, top of the box is always good, even if it wasn't like the priority. But I wanted to give the people what they wanted, my sponsors, my fans, and it is a great magazine. It always came up like a long time ago. I think it was Bike Magazine. There is a cover, and it's me racing on Volvo Ken, and then you see my face and my finger. Cedric is probably the best rider in the world. You just have to prove it. True. Because I was winning everything, all the crankworks and blah blah blah, but when it come to the jersey for the World Championship, I was just not there. For an example, 1 year I started to invest on cars. I bought my first Hummer. I got the Hummer delivered in Léger for the World Championship. Obviously, you're 20-something years old, you get your first Hummer because you start to buy cars and make a little bit of money and buy more cars. And I was the only one to have it in Europe. It's hard to be focused when next day you have to race and you have your brand new toy in the parking in front of the French team. And at night I was taking all the French team, Vulios and everyone to go off-road in Léger with a brand new H2. Then, yeah. And next day I just realized, and what do you like, Cedric, in mountain biking? Do you like the World Championship? Like, not really. We all here, we was a French team. I don't have my teammates with me. I'm going to race, okay, but I don't feel like I want to race. I feel like I want to play. Then all of a sudden I start to do backflip into the run. And I think everyone remember that backflip as much as the guy who won the race. Probably they don't even remember the guy who won the race. But it was me. Just wanted to have fun. I'm like, life is short. I'm young. And after that, start to have all those big accidents. And I even realized even more than I got the right choice of like enjoying biking instead of trying to be the number one. Yeah. Obviously, for self-esteem, it's always good to be the number one. You want to be the king. You want to be you want to be the guys when everyone remembers, like, oh, you have 10 jersey of world champion or whatever. But I think those shit, you don't keep it with you. For me, I know when I got my world champion jersey when I was young, I was a junior and stuff. Yeah, it was good for the moment, make my parents happy, made all my friends happy, and I proved I can be on the top of the box. Especially that day, I won the overall as well in senior, but they wasn't giving the overall if you're a junior. Then, if not, I would be world champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't existing. Same happened to Anne-Caroline Chausson, but after that, she got capo in the belt. I didn't. But at the end of the day, if I look back, yeah.
Focus.
Yeah, focus. Basically being focused more.
All right.
But you can be focused when you're 18. It's impossible. I wasn't even focused when I take a piss.
Well, look at those guys today. I mean,
they are.
Loic Bonnet, like 20 years old. He was. When I think of myself, I'm 20 years old.
I receive a message from Bruni. I say, unbelievable, you're a lad. It was amazing. And he said, Loic Bruni. I say, hey, trop bon, I say, good job, you kill them. Il say, trop bon, CG. Merci, mon gars. Là, c'était grandiose comme journée. À très vite. I think he was even more happy because he could enjoy more his second jersey, I guess. Because it happened so quick, his first one. And I think now he's more as a man. Then he definitely enjoy a little bit more because he know how much of a hard work it is to be world champion today. And I'm pretty stoked for him because, it definitely can prove that the young man can be focused on his goal. After having not the best season, crashing in Leogang, hurt his leg. I mean, going to go to rehabilitation to drain that leg. I mean, not easy, and come back little by little. No, like coming back strong or failing at the races. Always like 5, 4 in or third in Leogang before the Worlds, when he started to realize, hey, I can actually win. No, in Leogang, in Val d'Isère, I can win that thing, especially on a one-day race, you know. Yeah, pretty amazing, pretty amazing. They are definitely focused like the same. Like if you look at Aaron Gwyn, he's not that old, and our focus is, and even Greg Minard, I think he's a lot more focused than when he was young and on the older age. That's why he had the season he have as well, matching with the bike he's riding. 29 fitting him really good from Santa Cruz V10, and Vergier as well. But I think Vergier is a little bit like me. He's so much into car, then he's getting a new car and he's like, I cannot wait to get that car. And I was like 2 days before the final, I'm like, hey man, basically trying to him not having the same mistakes as me. Think about what you have right now in the next couple days. All the rest you have time later, because when you're young, wow, it's understandable. But I'm really surprised how the young generation can be so focused. Maybe because I see it's a living. You can make a living out of biking. In my age, before, it wasn't really a living. Our salary was shitty, but we was living the dream. The only way we could go around the world was because the sponsor was paying.
Yeah.
If not, we have to go to work. If I had to pay for some of the stuff, like for my bike stuff, and I would have to go to work and stop school, and then I got lucky on that. Then at the end of the day, yeah, those guys get paid right away, and especially if they're good. Everyone wants to have the new Bruni or the new Gwyn. Then at the young age now, in junior, they start to be approached by bigger team and money involved, and
yeah, and they know the price to pay to to get all this. Right?
Yeah, well, definitely we know the price to pay when they're on the ground, because everything is fine when you stay on the bike, but when you start to hurt yourself and start to go in the hospital and you have to go to rehab and you have to deal with your mental issues, saying like, okay, Cedric, can you still go fast after a big crash like this? Are you going to go on your brakes now? You never know until you go back on the bike, then and you see the times. Then,
well, we still have the spiritual son of Cedric GRACIA, Josh Bryson, good example of someone who just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I think he's like me. He just don't like racing.
Yeah.
But for me, the only thing was there was racing, and I didn't know anything else beside racing. Then I stayed there. But now today, with all those videos, those social media, everything, you don't need to be a racer to represent the brand. Then I think he realized then I'm still going to have my style. I'm still going to be Josh Bryceland.
Exactly.
I just don't need to prove. I proved already that I could be world champion if I didn't break my feet. But he's still Josh Bryceland, but I think those days are a little bit more open for people like him, and I think it's awesome because he's doing a great job, and he just loves to ride his bike even more now, and he's even more radical on his bike, I think, because he can ride what kind of bike he wants. He would be still ride on it, not only being on the DH bike, and I think he give it up for the people who are not the only percentage of the people who are, it's only a percentage of people who are racer and competitive. The other ones, before we didn't talk about them, but it's a lot more. I think it's only 1 or 2% of the people who like to race. The rest are just average people who just like to ride their bikes, like you, like all my friends who ride bikes with me in the bike park,
And I mean, the final word of wisdom is always coming back to enjoy what you do, and you gotta like riding a bike. If you do it for glory or whatever,
if you do it for glory or work, it will get old. It will get old. You'll be tired about it, and you will definitely stop and do something else. Then at the end of the day, I think even if I wasn't focused, like talking about this video, like what I regret, at the end of the day, it's a bad for good, because okay, I didn't get the jersey I wanted. I didn't get all the wins I could have. I didn't win the 2 titles in a weekend when I broke my wrist in Fort William. But at the end of the day, I'm riding my bike almost every day. I'm doing some cool stuff that I like to do. And I work even harder than before on doing my vlogs because, I film, I edit, I upload almost from a year now. I could prove myself that finally I could get focus. Then you see, I learned how to be focused a little bit late. But I guess shit happened in life for a reason. I was just not ready. Now I'm more ready. I'm older and I know where I'm going, and I learn, I guess.
All right, right on.
Well, a little bit of the inside life. It's getting so emotional now. I'm joking. But this is a true life of Cedric GRACIA. That's Cedric right there for you. No filter.
All right, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.